Everybody are talking about revenue retention, etc., etc. But what's your secret in aligning everybody?
It is very important to have a couple of certain KPIs to steer daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Without failures, you cannot move forward. Because especially in CVM, you have to be very good appetite for failures.
Welcome to CVM Stories, the podcast on customer value management. Together, we explore how companies can be more successful and the customers happier through the use of latest customer value management techniques. Learn key commercial and analytical insights from telecoms, retail, finance, and other industries that drive CVM forward.
Today, I welcome Elchin Gulmammadov, the Group Marketing Director at Azerconnect Group. Elchin is a visionary marketer with results-driven mindset and has over 15 years experience in telecom marketing. Together, we will explore his extensive experience across 3 telco companies and discuss how group-level management can improve CVM. Hi, Elchin.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Elchin, you're acting as a group marketing director in Azerconnect. It seems that over those 15 years in various marketing areas in telco, you have done it all, you have seen it all.
Yes.
And today I want to ask you, what keeps you still motivated, to work in this industry, to work in marketing?
Yes, very good question, Egidrius. Actually, I moved to the group marketing role a couple of months ago, and before that, I keep entity level position. And the question is, what motivates me in that role? Because from the group, the view is a bit different, and meaning currently we are serving more than 10 brands in Azerbaijan, and the serving one brand is one thing, and serving more than 10 brands is another thing. Meaning you have a lots of data, you see a totally different trend compared to one entity. Lots of interesting things happening around us, and all this really keeping me motivated in this role.
Okay, we will come back to the follow-up question about this in a couple of seconds. But before we delve there, could you tell us a bit of your story? How did you end up in telco industry?
Yes, actually, I started 15 years ago, and I tested, especially, I tested different industries, including consulting, retail, etc. And at the end, I saw that telco is very interesting and very dynamic, technology friendly, etc. And in that time, it grabbed my attention. And in that time, I clearly know that that's the industry I can spend my entire life in this field. And from that time, I started also inside the telco, I started to test different role. I started as a business intelligence specialist, and then I moved to the geo-marketing, and then I moved to the brand. The purpose and aim was in that time was to understand which one is more relevant to me. Finally, I found customer loyalty and retention division and the role and responsibility that I perceive it's more relevant to my DNA. And from that time, I spent my entire last almost 12 years for this CVM things. And here in Azerbaijan, there is 3 main operators, and I almost worked all of them. Now I continue my works at the group level.
As I said, you have done it all and seen it all.
Yes. I mean, all this experience give me to understand the customers very well, because the market is fragmented. On one side, you see one operator has a more price-sensitive segment, and from there you learn their behaviors, and another operator perceive more quality brand, and from there I learn that experience, and then I combine all of them, and at the end I see the patterns, behaviors, and based on this, we as a team we can come up with more suitable and relevant solutions that entirely fit the customer expectations. Yeah, that's very high level view on my journey.
And you mentioned a really important, interesting thing. You said, I found my customer value management DNA, you know? So
Yes.
how would you define what is a great customer value manager? What qualities are you looking at people, you know, when you're searching for, you know, a
Yes.
customer value
Actually,
management?
this is the wonderful question. The first, I think, the first thing I always looking for that candidate, curiosity, because I mean, you know this subject better. If you search Google, I mean, there is very limited knowledge, right, on the CVM, around CVM, etc. The curiosity, meaning whether the person is capable to look for ways to improve the work they did, they are trying to do, etc. The first curiosity, and then analytical mindset, and the third, creativity, because currently one of the key challenges for us to reach our customers. And on one side is the content, I mean, what we are trying to give the customers, and another important thing, really important thing is what's the communication message. I mean, it requires more copywriting skills, etc. And I still remember early in my career, I attended one of the events where the top executives around the globe, especially telco executives, joined that event. And one guy from the VEON say that just investing in copywriting, we improve more than 40% on the response rated. I mean, so that's the. I mean, that's the huge results. I mean, all in all, curiosity, if you summarize, curiosity, analytical mindset, and also creative ways to approach the case, these are the keys for this person, and especially for this roles.
Okay. We will, you know, we will take it for granted. We will write it in CVM book, the 3 qualities.
Happy to hear.
Now, let's move to the main theme of the podcast today, is where we will discuss how a group level management can improve customer value management through the, let's say, group companies. As you have seen all the roles from customer value management to marketing director in a single company, now on the group marketing director, how do you see your role right now? How can it empower company level customer value managers? What is your purpose right now?
Yes. Actually, as a group marketing director, I'm responsible for the 5 streams. And the one stream is AI, artificial intelligence, and we are trying to look for solutions which is more relevant to the communications, CVM, etc. Another one, growth marketing, and in this stream especially, we are our main KPIs is the customer growth and also revenue growth, because everything starts from the customers. And the third stream is a communication. I'm responsible for managing brands, especially communication sites. And the first one is about personalized marketing, meaning customer value management, including And the fifth one, the final one about customer insights, including market research, business intelligence. That's how our group marketing structure. Coming to the main question, what's our main aim here? And of course, since we are a commercial company, then revenue comes the first. And we are very rare brands, especially, in the neighbor countries or maybe around the globe. We are growing a double digit. It's the significant. You can find very rare companies, telco brands that grow double digit, especially nowadays. And the revenue is our number one objective goal, and everyone keep a close eye on this. And then, of course, customer growth and market share, and we are daily tracking our daily active customers. This is one of the key KPIs for our customer value management team, because at the end, these customers bring the money. So based on the revenue is a result. I always tell to my team, revenue is a result. We keep our eyes very closely to the key inputs, because revenue is outputs. Inputs means customers, so that's why we are trying to satisfy customers in every way we have, in every chance we get.
So, what is your secret source on aligning company around that customer? Because it's like everybody are talking
Yes.
about revenue retention, etc., but the customer is the input or the source. So, what's your
Yes.
secret in aligning everybody?
Yes, actually, it is very important to have a couple of certain KPIs to steer daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So in that sense, we are, of course, active 30, active 90, also daily active customers, and are the key KPIs. And especially when you look our market, if you take a macro look, and you will see the market is a prepaid dominant market. And more than 85% are customers sitting on a prepaid lines. And this is the one challenge for us, because based on the remaining 50%, we believe that it is much easier to handle those customers compared to prepaid. These customers are very price sensitive customers, and it is nothing to them to switch to another brand. There is almost no cost. So that's why I always more inclined to say, especially in that industry, in that field where switching cost is almost zero, it is important to have a very good loyalty program. So coming back to your question, what's the magic behind aligning all this? And apart from the prepaid, another challenge for us, especially in this market, more than 30% of the customers are using multiple lines, meaning multi-SIM users. So the prepaid requires totally new approach. You have to approach this. You have to apply a new and special approach to prepaid. And also multi-SIM users here play a significant role. Why? Let's say, especially in context of CVM, in one brand, let's say you have two mobile brands, right? And you are tracking daily, hourly, all the KPIs, activities, etc. And if you approach to one customer, one operator base, and you suddenly see some drop in other operator base, so that's the environment currently we are living in. And to manage all these two things, to manage and to give a key focus on the customers, and especially, we are working We have the one challenge to keep enough attention from team, and another challenge to keep enough attention from the management. And we set a culture. Everyone, every single person, team member in our team should understand the numbers on daily basis. So sometimes, in the corridor, every opportunity, I can approach to the team, ask some question. I mean, what was our active base yesterday, revenue, etc. I mean, everyone should be prepared for such type of the questions. Another one, key KPIs. Since we define a couple of key KPIs, we are steering more attentively, and we are challenged. Let's say if we see slight drop on yesterday number, the direct mail, everyone expect direct mail from me. What's the drivers? Why we see a drop? Is it long term? Is it a short term? I mean, is there any event, etc.? I mean, this type of the approach is very important to steer and to somehow improve these things. I mean, folks, if you say what's the name of these things, keeping team folks, keeping management folks on customers and what matters a lot. So that's the answer.
So do your team members often receive the question from you? So what are the numbers yesterday? What were the numbers yesterday?
One thing I learned from the children, and in the conversation, I have a couple of kids, and in one conversation, you see lots of questions and answers in kids' community. Since we grow up, and share of the question in our talk, in our speech decrease. And I still believe power of asking a question. And the important thing, especially everywhere, including customer value management, do we asking the right questions from ourselves? I mean, if the answer is yes, then you are doing a brilliant job. So I always challenge the team, don't ask this question from me, because in that time, our working style called reactive. I don't want to work in this format. Please, if you see earlier in the morning time, just write me email with a bullet points, explain a couple of things that really drive that drop or maybe growth. So we are not always asking the question when we see a drop. We are asking question when we see up as well.
Okay. So it seems like that you are really, really on top on all KPIs. You don't have many KPIs, but the ones that you have, you're on top with a very small latency on deltas. And basically kind of your all team is always aligned. Yeah.
Yes. Also, I believe one thing. One school believes that if you have more KPIs, you can contribute, you can improve, etc. Another school says that please keep minimum KPIs that everyone can focus on and improve that one. I'm more inclined to the second school. I always, personally, for me and also for my team, we are putting maximum 3 KPIs to the team, to the division, to the streams. So I personally see lots of values there.
Mm-hmm. And now talking about, let's say, the impact and the deltas that you expect that your customer value management team would provide, So kind of what is your expectation that CVM role, how much deltas will it provide for the company in terms of revenue, in terms of retention?
Yes. Actually, the global benchmark, especially share of CVM revenue in total revenue, is around 2 and 3%. So we are always. I personally challenge the team to bring the revenue more than that benchmark level, because there is a very good book, and the title "End of the Average." Actually, the 2 and 3% is the average, and it's the benchmark. So I believe that if you always look at the average, you will end up average business. So I challenge everyone to play with the edges. And the key challenge and key expectation from the team to double the benchmark. I mean, to bring more than 5-6% increment to each entity. So that's the very high level expectation from me. And so far, we are very much in line with our expectation. We are still on daily base, weekly base, and monthly base. And also another challenge, Egidrius, for team is in last couple of years, every CVM team, when you ask what's your contribution, what's the incremental value there, everyone come up with results compared to the control group. I mean, it's the very nice thing. And especially starting from this year, I challenged the team. I don't want only the result compared to the control group. I want the result, very visible results on daily revenue. Meaning, I push the team, please plan everything properly so that we can see, and everyone can see, the management board, everyone can very clearly and visibly see your contribution on daily number. So if you open the dashboard, CVM dashboard, you can see, I mean, this type of the things, no flat, because of CVM actions. One approach, one spike. So that's the another layer we added starting from this year.
Okay, this sounds very, very challenging, because like measuring the impact against control group is already a challenge, designing the control group, measuring, etc. But saying, okay, now we need to make it visible, not against control group. now that's a real business challenge,
Yes,
How did your team react to that,
Yeah, I mean, of course, it is the pure, compared to other challenge, it's the pure challenge. Yeah, I completely agree. But to avoid, I mean, sometimes people can say yes, but it doesn't mean real yes. So just to avoid all those, etc., around this revenue contribution, we assign this challenge, especially, since we have a certain structure in our market. I mean, you can bring that value, incremental and visible value that everyone expects.
So, Elchin, you said that you basically worked in all operators in your country. You know it all. You have seen it all. You have seen how different companies operate. You have seen how they apply different frameworks to manage customers. Now you are in a group level position, and how do you share the know-how in the group? What are your practices here? How do you spread the know-how?
This is another great question. Actually, from each entity, from each business, I learn a lot. And one of the personal things that I value a lot to keep notes about the learnings, because from time to time we learn a lot of things working with the people, working with the company, and if we don't structure these learnings, we will definitely forget after a couple of years and later on, etc. So I put all these notes down, all the learning, and one day I believe one thing that everyone should publish one book about the learnings. That's one of the my core value. So I sensitively approach to these learnings. We
I'm sorry. Can we expect your book?
Definitely,
the big learnings.
My personal target is to publish this in 2 years, and I'm currently working with a team on this stream as well. I mean, we are combining all these notes. It's definitely. I mean,
so put me in the waiting list.
Gift. Yes, definitely. I will send one copy to you. And coming to that learnings, especially in the customer value management, this is the area that requires a lot of A/B testing, etc. And we learn and we gather all know-hows and we apply whatever we are working. And currently we are also, this is group level, this is another very valuable ground for us, especially for CVM people, because in one entity they can test, let's say, A campaign, on another entity they can test B campaign, and later on they compare results and they share best practices and they continue with this. I mean, in one brand, all A/B testings definitely will give a huge value to the team. If entities is, let's say, more than 10, it is another layer, another contribution that brings to the team. And based on these three operators and based on these learnings and based on this journey, we learn a lot of things. And currently we are more comfortable, as I say, to visibly show all this revenue contribution and all this contribution on subscriber side. Definitely it's not easy. And we gather all these answers from that journey and from that learning. And this is a very wonderful ground for us to work in this role and in this to serve these entities with lots of lessons.
It sounds extremely exciting. I would like to be a customer value manager where I can discuss with 10 more companies. But besides the, let's say, the learning part, what technical enablers do you need to make sure that your group companies have so that they could grow fast, so that they would have tools? You mentioned that you are working with AI enablement, with data enablement. So what are the key aspects here?
Yeah, especially starting from the group role, I mean, two things are really mandatory from that standpoint. The first, we are allocating all these technical resources, and also we are defining and aligning strategies. I mean, these are very key things that we are supporting to the entities. Coming to the technical part, currently we are working with a SaaS campaign management tool, and also all this SaaS environment are under our service. And technically, we are very flexible, and technically, this campaign management tool serve all these entities, and we are still comfortable to have this infrastructure. And on the other side, data infrastructure also is very important because you have to feed your campaign management tool with a very quality data. We have certain things in place in that area. And coming to the strategies, more soft things, because I touch this topic among the team in several other places, grounds, and especially in CVM, it is very important to have very high level vision, because CVM itself requires lots of attention to the details. Without having high level vision, I mean, you can create a chaos easily. So it is important to have a very high level vision, framework, what the team should trying to achieve, etc. If we combine all this, I mean, strategic things, vision, etc., framework, and also technical capability, you can have very magic things. You can create very magic things. And coming to the AI part, so we are, especially nowadays, we are heavily focused on this. Why? The question is why and what we are trying to achieve with this. In a couple of days, we will launch a personal tariff advisor that backed with AI. And let's say customers, this is one of the important questions. If you deep dive churn reasons, especially in prepaid dominant market, one of the key reasons that we see very high importance among churn reasons is change tariffs. If customers change tariffs more than, let's say, 5 times, his churn score is high, because based on the training window, we see these customers will definitely go to the churn. There is a logical reason as well, because customer cannot find a place to sit and to use, right? So that's why we prioritize tariff things. Customers, I mean, we as a telco people, we know all tariffs, right? I mean, we are working with the numbers, I mean, it is rates, etc. But we are always thinking about the average people. Do the average people know what's the suitable tariff for the customers? Of course not. But on the application, we track all the historical information, etc., right? So what requires from us to come up with that options? Let's say, dear customer, from now on, you can go to this section and you can find personal tariff recommendations there. I mean, it is the easy with the based on this usage and based on the customer location. I mean, based on some certain things, we come up with more tailored tariffs to the customer. So that's the one area that we are heavily working on, and soon, I think in 2 weeks' time, people will benefit from that service and solution. On the other hand, especially in nowadays, one of the key challenge for us to, reaching the customer is a one thing, right? To communicate and to build the communication and to deliver the message. I mean, we are currently struggling to deliver the message to the customer with the right way. I will.
What is your definition of the right way?
So, I mean, it's very important. And a couple of days ago, one of my neighbor called me and asked me one number. I mean, in a second, I shared that number. After 1 hour, the neighbor called me and said that why you didn't share that number. I'm still waiting the number from you. I said that I shared. He said that I didn't receive it. I asked, did you check the SMS? oh, you sent a message through SMS, I expect through WhatsApp, etc. I mean, you see, people think like this. In couple of years ago, I mean, SMS commonly used among everyone, right? Smartphone users, etc. In nowadays, especially in Azerbaijan, people heavily using WhatsApp. Meaning, for us, it is very challenging to deliver the message through traditional ways. We are heavily looking and heavily investing to alternative channels. That's what I mean by saying delivering the message with the right way. Everyone has some preferences in terms of challenges. Some people prefer SMS. I mean, it's very rare, but most of the people prefer social media or some other WhatsApp, some other sources. Of course, based on our experience, we learned one thing: telesales still one of the most efficient way because of some certain things. I mean, we can touch this topic later on if needed, but it is not scalable right now. And through AI, we would like to scale this telesales resources as well. So we are heavily investing our time and resources based on this question: how we can diversify our channels, how we can, in terms of the offerings, we come up to the point we can approach the customer with the right offer based on the data, etc. So now it's a time to prioritize what's the relevant and tailored channel to the customers, and to pick that one, and to always establish that communication with the customer based on that channel. That's, yeah.
If you are interested in customer value management, check out our customer value management body of knowledge. CVM Book is a comprehensive guide for CVM professionals, offering tips, tools, and best practices to help you in your job. Visit cvmbook.com for more.
With my colleague Sharunas, we have discussed that ideal scalability of customer value management would be if every touch point, every channel, whether it would be telesales, point of sale, or mobile app, etc., would act as if it is a best customer value manager, for the client. So it's like I see that with your AI applications, you're kind of targeting towards that direction as well, if I understand correctly.
Sure. Yes, definitely. I mean, so that's the reason why telesales channel works better, because the lady call the customers and ask what's his preferences, etc., etc. So the identical model we would like to give to establish, to build with AI, just based on the context. The AI can give a couple of alternatives that will definitely benefit.
Knowing that the technology is already almost here, how much time do you think you will need to adopt it from the commercial perspective, from the company adoption perspective?
It is very nice spot, because currently everyone, every telco, every entity trying to catch up in terms of AI adaptation, etc. And if we go back years back, everyone prioritized digital things, right? I mean, digital solutions. Digital things went viral just a year ago. And it requires lots of investment from telco side, entity side, operator side. So that's why I personally expect it's not sustainable to invest such a big money to build standalone digital on-site digital team. And just year later, the focus a bit shift from digital to the AI. I mean, definitely there are lots of overlaps, but this is the pure. This will be a pure game changer in let's say in 3 years' time, especially if we are looking at from the telco standpoint. Coming to your question, I mean, it depends. It depends on the vision, because if you are looking at Asia operators, I mean Asia east part, we see, I mean, very bold and brave moves. And the west side, we see a bit moderate things. And the US is a totally different story. I mean, it depends on what you are trying to achieve. If we split and short and long term, I mean, in a year's time, the operators can easily do lots of things, starting from chatbot, voice bot, to especially all these help cost efficiency things on telco side. And this can be completed in 1 year's time. And if, let's say, one operator has a vision to establish AI telco brand, I mean, it requires years, maybe 3 and 5 years time, operators can reach to that position. To answer your question, it depends on the vision, and if they prioritize some tactical things like telesales, to outsource telesales to AI, and like tariff recommendations, some personal things. I mean, in one times period, it's achievable. And if we are talking about very brave and bold things, I personally expect 3 years time frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, 3 years is very fast,
Yeah.
Actually. But if we would move back from AI area to your customer value management vision, your framework. So if you as Elchin would be running a CVM operations now, what would be your high-level framework to steer and guide, all those tactical things?
In terms of AI, right?
In terms
in
of in general running, let's say, what would be your high-level vision for CVM?
Yes.
In terms of everything.
Yes.
It's because.
Yes, actually, the main purpose definitely for us is to maximize customer lifetime value as much as possible. So that's the key aim, and that's why we are tracking customer value periodically, or at least on a monthly basis. And the question is how we manage all this customer value management things.
Yes.
Since we have a scalable basis on the entities level, we frame the overall look into 3 clusters, 3 buckets. And the first bucket is we call it a welcome stage, and the meaning we are trying to onboard our new customers, and we are giving, especially in that welcoming stage, we are trying to give all emergency information to customers, and also we are tracking very closely in that 30 days. Because it's very important. I mean, you will never have a second chance to create first impression. So the first impression is important, and the customers join our services and activated our line, and the emergency information, and also we are tracking the customer usage. Let's say if we see the customer activated line today, and we gave all the emergency information, and we are waited 1 week, and based on the 1 week information, we are approaching with another action to the customers. It can be offer, or it can be if you have any question, our you can call to this number, etc., etc. I mean, it is action, not limited with the offer. And another stage is our the base, active base. The customers are using our line on daily basis, and customer has a more than 30 days tenure, and we are treating all these customers under active active stage. And especially this part is very hard part. I mean, the question may arise, so what's our approach to manage the customers in active ways?
Mm-hmm.
And we tested lots of framework because, again, lots of tiny things, especially in that environment, it requires very high-level vision. And the one of the framework that we work to approach to that stage is potential and actual value. Based on our customer usage info and behavior patterns, we of course we definitely know actual usage, meaning RPU, MOU, data, etc., pricing, everything. Coming to the potential value, we establish models to define what's the maximum potential of certain customers. And then we look what's the actual value of the customers. So definitely we see a gap, right? So our ambition is as a CVM to close that gap, meaning let's say customer value, current actual value is at 10 USD and the potential value is at 20, then there is a gap 10 USD. So we are trying to close that gap as we move forward, and with some upsell, cross-sell offers. And also, that's the one framework. We tested another framework recently, and this framework is about customers who are using our lines, let's say, as a pay-as-you-go or at least one recurrent services, meaning bundle, etc., etc. So, meaning we don't want to put our customers alone, just through pay-as-you-go offers or pay-as-you-go rates or pay-as-you-go tariffs. So our ambition to approach the base, active base, with a subscription-based things, not pay-as-you-go. So that's another framework we are trying to apply. Coming to the retention, and on the retention side, we built in-house rule-based and predictive-based churn modeling. And based on this model, we are defining some certain customers with a certain risk scores, and we are treating that customers under retention bucket. And we have some special campaigns and offers that can save these customers. And also, there's one important thing that that's specific for prepaid market. And in prepaid, we spend lots of times to save all customers. And in last couple of years, we spend our energy, resources, and focuses top 20 retention. I mean, meaning we let's say we divided the base top 20 segment and the mid 50 and the lower 30, and we are attacking to top 20 segment, and we are doing everything possible just to save that customers. And the lower 30 base, we are mainly not losing our energy, focus, and resources on that segment.
This is a very interesting decision. So what led you as a team towards this decision so that you would be focusing only on the top 20 most
Yes.
valuable customers?
Actually, Egidrus, we are very well and highly applying real Pareto in our everyday jobs. And we divided the base. We divided the first. I'm sharing the starting point. We divided the base. We sorted the base from Z to A in terms of the RPU, and then we divided the base half. I mean, you can not imagine this 50%, top 50% of the base contribute almost 100. I mean, more than 90% of the revenue. But the remaining 50% contributes only less than 10% of the revenue. So that was eye-opening for us. So, I mean, what's the point? Because all our resources are equally distributed among the customers. But we see not equal approach from customer side to us. So meaning equal distribution from our side, but not identical things from their side. So we try to make it more fair. I'm not equal, but fair. So fair means, of course, we have a limited resources as a commercial team. All these limited resources are allocated to that 50% overall that brings more than 90% of our revenue. And also we apply another Pareto to that 50 and divided the top 20 and the rest 30. And that's the way we are working on, and we see real value there, because it is by that time all this equal. I mean, if you focus on one customer, definitely you cannot focus to another. You have to be more picky to choose which customer you should focus on. Definitely the customer which brings more value to us. So it means that customer can get more value from us. Just, win-win. But before that, we observe some lose-win cases. So now this top 20 and especially top 50 is the key priority for us. For everything we do, starting from the call answering, campaign assignation, allocation, etc. I mean, who brings the value for us, that gets the equal value from the telco, from the brand.
This is a very interesting idea, because it's like you are basically weighing two things: how much customer is invested into you, and you make sure that you are invested into the same customer as well. This is kind of non-obvious insight.
Again, we are not a charity company. We are a commercial company. So that's why commercial mindset should be in center of everything we do.
Before we go to wrap up part, I have one more question to you. So, from your perspective, what are the biggest challenges for customer value management in the upcoming year or two, from your perspective?
Actually, I think personally, AI integration definitely will be key challenge. So this can be, I see three things, right? The first, all data analytical things. I mean, if the question arises, can AI bring value to that field? The answer is definitely yes. So this is the one thing. Another thing, offer creation part, because currently we are somehow, it is the semi-automated, and sometimes the tool itself suggests the options about the offer recommendation, and sometimes our team come up with some options, and offer recommendation, offer development, offer creation part is also important. And we are looking very closely around the globe. There are lots of startups that growing in that field, offer designing things. And also another important part, as I touch a bit, the communication. How AI can support CVM to diversify the communication and to make the communication channel more tailored to the customers. I see these three, let's say, bucket that really that requires much attention and also requires more. And this is a green field for AI integration. So let's say like this. I see this key challenge as we move forward.
These are challenges and sound very inspiring as well, very interesting areas.
Yeah, good to hear.
Now moving to the last part of our conversation, we always ask 3 questions, So question number 1 is, what was your proudest career moment that you can share with us?
So far, I love your question. I mean, these 3 definitely I expect a bit challenging, but I love the challenging questions. And when I started this journey, and definitely lots of manual things, manual work requires from people and from the team, from myself. And in that time, I see that there are lots of ways to make something automated. And when I joined one company and I asked how many campaigns you are doing in 1 month, the answer was 1 campaign in that time, couple of years ago. Actually, I a bit surprised. I say we can make it 100. I mean, everyone's surprised and shocked how. I say that I know the way. I mean, together with team, we will definitely reach to that point. In 3 months' time, we reached to that point with, again, manuals, but semi-automated tools, including R, etc. We automated all possible work that done by people. We automated it, and we reached 200 campaigns in 1 month. That was one of the proudest moments for me. Because I love automation, and it's more relevant to my DNA, automation, and because we, as a people, we spend more time on creative things. I mean, the routines works can be delegated to the tools. I believe and subscribe to that vision. And also another proudest moment for me, and working as a CVM, I saw lots of opportunities and campaign management tools. In that time, there was a spike. And we, first time in Azerbaijan, in one operator, we launched fully automated end-to-end campaign management tool together with a team. And this was another proudest moment for me. And from that time, I learned a lot. And actually, I love that. I mean, before it requires lots of clicks to launch one campaign. And through campaign management tool, I mean, few clicks, the campaign went to the customers. So that these 2 things really come to my mind as a proudest moment.
Now, as working in this area where there are a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening, a lot of campaigns are automated, I bet that you had a failure or 2. Could you share kind of
a lot.
Something that you can...
I mean, without failures, you cannot move forward. So that's That's the mindset we have, because especially in CVM, you have to be very good appetite for failures. I mean, otherwise you will not learn a lot. And I remember one day, I mean, 5 years ago, when we launched the campaign management tool, everyone happy, excited, etc. And in one day, we are launching lots of campaigns, etc. We launch a campaign, and after 5 minutes, we receive lots of calls from our internal operational teams. I mean, data team, call center, everyone call and complaining what you did there. We say, it is our routine things. We launch a campaign. So the question is, how many people received that campaign? We say around, it can be maximum around 100K, etc., etc. Everyone say impossible, because data, all RBS, all the call center, I mean, every infrastructure feels that load. I mean, something happens there. Please tell me what was. So we started to understand what went wrong, and we see that instead of 100K, we launched a campaign 2 million. We covered 2 million customers. I mean, 2 million customers received the offer. I mean, the offer was very brave. In normal condition, I mean, no one can dare to give that offer in normal condition. I mean, everyone was shocked. People, blame each other, etc. I mean, after a couple of hours, and we gathered as a team, and we say that this happened, right? So let's focus on opportunities, what we can learn from that one. And tomorrow, because that time we saw the figures with 1 day lag, and tomorrow we see today's we see yesterday figures, and tomorrow we gather the team, and everyone look carefully all the data, all the campaign results, etc. I mean, that failure learned a lot of things to the team and me personally, and still we are using that tricks in our campaigns management things, because especially we have a significant share of multi-SIM users. I mean, just looking one operator data, you don't have a holistic view on customer usage. I mean, through that campaign, we see, low user become high user. You know how it's possible, because, that user use another operator line. So that was the biggest failure in that time. But that biggest failure also we learned biggest things, and still we are benefiting from that learnings.
And from all your conversation, I hear that you are learning a lot, reading, etc. Could you recommend your learning resource, for our fellow customer value managers?
Actually, there are a lot learning sources, especially I'm sharing just my personal experience. I subscribe on one side. I subscribe some email distribution list. I am receiving weekly digest emails. This is the one, and also I'm keeping myself up to date. Just reading that daily and weekly emails. And also podcasts, especially nowadays, help us a lot. I mean, while driving, exercising, you can learn, you can listen and learn lots of things. And another stream is book. There are lots of definitely very valuable things we can learn from them. And another one, investor presentation. Each operator has a investor capital market day investor presentation. Periodically, I'm checking that resources and I'm learning all the benchmarks, and especially coming to the CVM itself. I mean, some operators very bravely share their CVM strategy. I mean, it is for us just to visit their website and to check that resources, and also from people. This is our the learning resources. And just to give some examples, I mean, coming to the CVM itself, the people, I mean, can learn from about CVM, etc. I found only your CVM podcast. This is your only unique channel that people can visit and learn about CVM. I mean, you have a number one and no competitor there. This is the pure greenfield. And also thanks a lot for doing that. This is I see lots of value there. And another podcast I especially love to hear the visionary leaders and to listen their story. And the Lenny's podcast in that field helps a lot, and also Stanford View from the Top. That's also very wonderful arena that you can listen and learn from there. And I can give some example about books, and especially for people, because some books you can learn very specific things, right? And some books gives a bit horizon, especially for people who start the journey career. What got you here wouldn't get you there. I mean, this is the very transformational book. You know, it learns people from time to time. You have to let go some skill set, and you have to learn and earn new ones. And it is also valid for kids. Just for kids to grow, they have to let go some toys. Otherwise, he will never grow. So this is a very good book to read. And also films. I personally, in last couple of months and years, I spent more time on films. And the Playbook, I mean, this is the wonderful Netflix movie, The Playbook, and lots of learnings, and the coach shares their learnings. So this is the wonderful, and the Moneyball, and the people who has a more analytical things and who love these numbers. Things definitely we love that Moneyball film as well. I mean, this is also you are learning lots of things just watching, and different things. That's very. I hope I have gave answers to your all questions.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Elchin, for sharing your know-how, your insight. I learned a lot, and. Thank you for sharing with us today.
Igor, thanks a lot for you and for the team, because this is very important platform for people to share their experience, and also for listeners and for watchers. I hope at least top 3 things they will take from each your session. And I personally appreciate all your efforts, and I personally thank all your things that you're brilliantly doing and consistently doing. This is also important. I mean, some people doing starting the journey, and in the mid of somewhere they stop it, and you are consistently doing this. I personally appreciate it, and you prepare very valuable contents. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And also for inviting me.
CVM Stories is produced by Exacaster. We help companies take their customer value management to the next level. To stay updated on our latest episodes, subscribe to the podcast or sign up for an email newsletter at exacaster.com/CVM Stories.